You are here for one reason, not two, not three, just one. You are a slave. There are different types of slaves, but you are one of them. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't be here. That's a fact. And another fact is that you want to stop being a slave. You want to be free, whatever that means to you, but you want to be free. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here either. So this is what's going to happen in this event. 1. You will find out what type of slave you are. 2. You will learn how you can be free again and make money out of it. 3. You will have the opportunity to join us in our challenge to open the AECO industry. If that's a good deal to you, great! You are about to have the opportunity to make it real. If not, you can leave the event now and go watch TikTok videos or whatever else you usually do in your free time. Still there? Awesome! So let's find out what type of slave you are. But first, let me clarify that we can only help 3 types of slaves. I wish we could help all the types in the world. That would be awesome. But we can only help 3 types. So, if you fit into one of these 3 types, we have amazing news for you. And the 3 types of slaves that we can help are 1. BIM users, professionals and companies. 2. Future BIM software developers, anyone who want to get an amazing job and crush the market. And 3. AECO software companies. Let's dig a little bit into each one of them. 1. BIM users, professionals and companies. If you are a professional or a company that uses BIM and you are tired of being a slave to the software owned by some big brands which are constantly increasing the price of their licenses while hardly making any improvements. You are tired of software not meeting your specific requirements and feels like nobody listens to you when you ask for what you really need. You are tired of lack of interoperability due to software based on proprietary technology. You feel that your business is in the hands of another company, and that if that company closes or decides to multiply its prices by 10, your business could have serious problems. You want to be free to use new BIM software that really meets all your specific needs and is constantly updated. You want to be heard when you ask for new feature requirements for your business. You want to be free to use 100% interoperable software based on true IFC open technology. You want to rest assured that the software that supports your business is based on open source technology that will always be available and free. You want to pay reasonable prices for the services you use that lets you focus only on growing your business. 2. Future BIM software developers, anyone who wants to get an amazing job and crush the market. If you are a professional or company in the AECO sector and you are tired of working long hours and getting paid very little, you are tired of the great competition that exists in all areas of the sector and how difficult it is to grow, you are seeking for a new opportunity to get a better paid job. You want to be free to get your work done while working less hours. You want to be free to work remotely from anywhere in the world. You are seeking for a new opportunity to run a business where there is a huge demand and no competition. You are tired of going after your potential clients or employers to hire you. You just want to do a job that you like and not having to worry about getting clients. 3. AECO software companies. If you are a company that already develops and sells software in the AECO sector and you are tired of the huge amount of effort that requires to build a final software starting from scratch, you are tired of the lack of interoperability caused by everyone developing their own proprietary technology. You want to get out of the red ocean of competition between the AECO software companies and want to take advantage of a new and fresh vision. You are tired of the great difficulty that is to engage with the final customer to sell your software. You are tired of spending ridiculous amounts of money in marketing and getting poor results trying to reach your potential customers. You just want to make great software to help people by giving them true value through your specific and awesome solutions. You want your software to be 100% interoperable and based on a true open IFC.js technology. You want to have a great community supporting your development and your brand. So, if you fit in one of these 3 categories, congratulations! I have great news for you. But First of all, why should you trust me? Maybe because we are already working with some great players like Ferrovial, ANL, Allplan, among others. Maybe. We are really honored that these amazing companies have trusted us from the very beginning, but I don't think that's the main reason. I think that the best reason for trusting me when I say that I can help you stop being a slave is because I was a slave myself, and I figured out how to stop being it. Look, I'm selfish, and you are, everyone is selfish. Stop being politically correct and say things clearly. So I didn't start trying to help anyone. I just wanted to help myself, which was a great challenge considering how difficult it is to grow in our sector. I studied architecture at university for 6 years, plus 1 more year of a BIM expert master's degree, and finally, after 7 years of hard work, I was so excited to enter the job market and start living the life I had worked so hard for. I'm part of a new generation, a generation that embraces the importance of hard work, but is also aware of the need for a life-work balance. So I wanted to get a job where I could work hard to thrive and to help the company grow, but which also allowed me to have a good life-work balance, and of course, where I had fair remuneration according to the whole training and knowledge that I had acquired after all those years of effort. And then I faced the tough reality. After 7 years, spending a lot of energy, time and money to achieve that, I found myself in an industry where all possible career opportunities were way below the effort I had invested. All of them, from working at an architecture studio or an engineering firm to working for a construction company. All of them required an enormous effort, huge stress levels, endless working hours, no control of our own time, obligation, always be in the same location, and of course, all of that for a salary so low that wouldn't even allow me to move from my parents' house into my own apartment and start living my own life. I couldn't tell you how frustrating it was for me not even be able to be independent after so much effort. But I had to do something, so I started to work in architecture studios. I didn't have a good remuneration, I didn't have much free time, I didn't have freedom to work from the place I chose, but at least I had a job. But as I told you before, I'm part of a new generation, a generation that doesn't mind working as hard as hell, but also wants to enjoy their lives. We're all living in a trap where we are told that we must constantly sacrifice our lives to work, and I didn't want to do that. We shouldn't need to do that, because that is just like being a slave, a modern slave, but a slave anyway. Different chains, same concept. So I kept looking for new opportunities that would allow me to live the life that I wanted, until I finally got a job at a company with better working conditions that were more similar to what I was looking for. And the most curious thing is that this company was not part of the main activities in the eco sector, which are architecture, engineering, construction, and operations. Instead, it was a software company, a company that develops software for the AECO industry, and that absolutely blew my mind. So there was a place just beside all other places in the industry where you can really thrive. A missing letter just beside the AECO that very few people were caring about, but had the best opportunities in the entire industry, and that letter was the S of software. So while all other professionals were struggling, there was a huge opportunity for software developers to really thrive in the ECOS industry. Now I had a way to get to the place I wanted to go. There was only one problem. I was not a software developer and I didn't know anything about programming, but I knew that becoming an AECO software developer was the best way to be able to live the life that I wanted. So I decided I had to learn programming. And there I found a huge wall. There was no available information about programming for the AECO sector. I would have loved to find some reference or guide to know where I go, but there was nothing. I could find a lot of information about programming video games or many other things, but nothing specific to our industry. And if there was no information, much less were there any basic tools or technology to start with. All the technology and the know-how was private, owned by the big companies and totally closed and out of reach for people outside those companies. So I decided to learn general programming, just hoping it would help me to be able to develop specific software for the AECO industry once I had learned. I started from scratch with no information, no basic tools of technology and no guide. And I had no idea if that would work or not. I felt like I was going through a desert, just hoping to find an oasis in the end. Otherwise, I would die on thirst. So I started to learn, and when I started creating my own software, IFC.js, and showing it to the world, I also started getting much better job offers. Offers that allowed me to live the life that I wanted, with a great salary, owning my own time and being able to work from anywhere. Then I found that there was a huge opportunity in the development of software for the AECO sector. So for me, becoming an AECO software developer finally allowed me to achieve what I had not been able to achieve after 7 years of hard work studying at the university. But not only that, that dream job was the goal I had in the beginning, but along the process of creating IFC.js and becoming an AECO software developer, I realized how harmful and limiting that the whole AECO sector was, a slave to the technology and tools developed by the big brands. When there was no software, the tools, pencil, routing, etc. were there to serve us, and we were free. Now we are slaves to the tools because they all belong to a tiny group of big brands, and there is no competition. They own the technology, they own the tools, they tell us how much we must pay, and there is nothing we can do about it. Then I realized how bad the industry needed open source technology to give professionals and companies the opportunity to create their own applications and get their freedom back. It was extremely hard for me to become an AECO software developer because all the technology and all the know-how was private and inaccessible. But when I finally got there, not only I was free to make my own tools, but also to live the life that I wanted. Then I felt that I had to spread that freedom to the whole industry. Beyond what I had achieved for myself, I wanted to transform my journey into something bigger that could help the entire sector, something that could provide all the technology and all the know-how that the industry needs for professionals and companies, for anyone who wants to get their freedom back. That's why I created that open company. IFC.js was the spark that ignited the engine, and that open company is the vehicle that will help the entire AECO sector to be free again. Doesn't it sound like a huge challenge? It is possible that I've gone crazy? Maybe. I wouldn't rule it out, but on the other hand, as Steve Jobs said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. So let's see how crazy we are and if we are crazy enough to change the world. And when I say we, it's because two reasons. The first is because I figured out how to trick a few others just as crazy as me to join me in this challenge. And they are Jesus Valderrama, architect with more than 10 years of experience in the AECO sector, CEO of Apogea, a leading BIM and engineering company, and COO of BIM Master Pro, a high-level BIM training platform with thousands of customers. Music lover and technology enthusiast, enjoys spending his free time traveling the world with family and friends. Jesus has joined the project as a Chief Operations Officer, and he will ensure that the project develops with the necessary agility. Enrique Moreno, architect with more than 15 years of experience in the AECO sector and 8 years of experience in business development, marketing and sales, former Director of Operations at BIM Object and COO of BIM Master Pro. Passionate about board sports and nature, you could find him kite surfing or snowboarding all around the globe. Enrique has joined the project as Chief Business Officer, and he will guarantee that the economic viability of the project is a reality. And we have a fantastic team of people bringing this to life. Harry Collin, Juan Hoyos, Alberto Bujalance, and many more. And the second reason, because I say we, is because you must be as crazy as us if you really want to change the world. So let's see if we are. As I told you in my backstory, I faced lots of challenges to become an AECO software developer and discovered lots of limitations that the industry has right now. But all of them can be unified into one big problem. We have a closed ecosystem in the AECO industry formed by lots of different proprietary software that is expensive to buy, expensive to create, expensive to maintain, expensive to improve, difficult to interoperate, etc. That's what we call the AECO jail, because we are all locked up in that closed ecosystem. AECO software users being charged a lot of using the software they need to run their business and tired of that software not meeting their specific needs and not being fully, truly interoperable. eco software developers, or those who want to be, not having real opportunities to compete with the big brands, and also don't having any guide, reference, or technological base to start. Eco software companies spending lots of money creating their own software from scratch, having great difficulties to make it interoperable and facing all kinds of challenges to improve their software and make it profitable. But what if we could jailbreak that eco jail? What if we could create a real open ecosystem, an ecosystem in which everyone will be able to create their own eco software on top of open source, free and truly interoperable technology based on IFC? An ecosystem where users will have access to all the software they need directly from their web browsers without having to spend ridiculous amounts of money. Wouldn't that be awesome? We have created an open ecosystem in which anyone can develop their own eco software, help free the industry and make money out of it, what we call the ecosystem. And the ecosystem is composed of several solutions that will solve all the challenges that we are facing. And those solutions are: 1. That open platform. That open platform is the place where you will find all the open technology that we have created for you, all the documentation you need to use it, and all the resources and services you need to take it to the moon. In that open platform, you will find that open engine. That open engine is a common open source technological base on which everyone can develop their own applications for the eco sector. The concept is simple. Let me explain it with an example you will probably know about. When you want to create a video game, you don't have to go from 0 to 100. You can use a game engine, like Unreal Engine, in which you have 80% of the programming work previously done and ready for you to use. And because of that, you can focus only on the 20% of creativity that will make your video game unique. And you will have saved 80% of the time, money and effort that you would have invested if there was no Unreal Engine. That's great for video game developers who can get things done in a very efficient way. Sadly, if you want to create a BIM software, you will have to go from 0 to 100 and spend a huge amount of time, money and effort to do so, with no guarantee of success, because there is no such thing as an Unreal Engine for the eco industry. Until now, because that open engine is the world's first and unique eco engine, we have created a common, free, open IFC-based technology that allows anyone to create their own applications for the eco industry, saving 80% of the time, money and effort. Now, anyone can make a BIM modeling app, a clash detection app, a quantity surveying app, a facility management app, a structural calculation app, an energy analysis app, or whatever other app you want on top of our open technology using that open engine. That open engine is a set of JavaScript libraries that solve all the common needs shared by all applications in our sector, like 1. Loading, visualization, navigation, and consultation of BIM models for building and civil engineering compatible with any platform, web, desktop, mobile, whatever. 2. Reading and writing IFC models in our current and future versions, designed to read data from large files as fast as a desktop application. And 3. Geometric engine for editing 3D models, even the IFCs directly on the web, creating them from scratch, and much more going on. Let me show you some examples. One of the bases to achieve the 3D transition to the web in 3D-based application in our sector is related to the reduction of load times and maintaining a good performance. With that open engine, we have achieved what we previously thought impossible. Do you need to open 200 megabyte models? Thanks to our technology, it is now a matter of seconds from your browser. 10 times less than some of the most used desktop applications on the market, and maintaining a smooth navigation at 60 FPS without flickering effects. It doesn't matter if they are models of thousands of bars, the facilities of an hospital, or 50 kilometers of road. Cool, isn't it? This improvement in our technology has also allowed us to load large models from a smartphone, opening the door for anyone to develop applications that we can use in the field. Incredible, right? Another core issue is the style of visualization. Post-production effects are now seen in real time, and we have developed a fill and edge system that will allow you to represent any section views, just like the authoring tools on the market. Can you imagine being able to create plans and control the representation of the elements? Now you can. And you can also export them to DXF. What do you think? Useful, isn't it? And if I told you that you can create visualization filters, you can too. But not only that, we have created a system that will give you maximum flexibility. You can create filters from any parameter and combine them. And you can use them not only to control display parameters such as color, fill, and edges, but also to isolate, hide, or develop any logic you need. What do you think? Useful, isn't it? Especially when the information provided by an IFC is not correct or is deficient. Something quite usual on the other hand. Now, you can solve it by creating groups and modifying dozens of them at once in seconds, because with that open engine, you can not only visualize the properties of your IFC, but you can also modify properties, create property sets and new properties, and export a new IFC. Cool, isn't it? In that open engine, you will also find tools to comfortably navigate your project, like the minimap, the view cube, or the zoom, the pan, etc. But notice the most interesting thing is that open engine is not only designed for architecture, but you will also be able to comfortably navigate through the infrastructure projects such as roads or railways. Civil engineering professionals will be happy with this one day, but there's more. We have developed a system that allows us to update the viewer to new versions of IFC. We have already implemented IFC 4.3, and with that open engine, you will only be able to read all the entities, but also to section perpendicularly to the alignment, visualize 2D technical views for cross sections, plan views, and profiles, and export them to DXF. Another relevant aspect is that we have also introduced measurement tools, allowing you not only to query distances or areas in your model, but also to calculate volumes. This opens the door to the creation of applications for audits and checks or measurements in both buildings and infrastructures. This is getting interesting, isn't it? But that's not all. At that open company, we know that speed to market is essential for testing and cost saving. That's why we have created a system of UI components which will allow you to implement all these features in your applications from the first minute, or use them in the features you create yourself. This way, you will be able to make fully functional apps, saving time and money. Great, right? However, we have always thought that creating a game-changing ecosystem requires much more. If we want to create a base that allows us to create applications of all kinds, this is not enough. That's why we are working on Clay, our geometric library, totally open source and free, which will be part of that open engine and with which anyone will be able to create applications and modeling tools that run directly from the browser in real time. Can you imagine creating your own BIM modeler? Creating IFCs from scratch in the cloud with that open engine will be possible too. But we still have one more surprise for you. Soon, you will enjoy, in addition to the 3D editor, a visual scripting system that will allow you to create your own scripts without writing a single line of code. This is the only few examples of the potential of that open engine, and of course, that open engine comes with all the documentation you need to create your own amazing AECO software. Isn't this awesome? I think it is. But what is even more awesome is that open engine is not ours, it's yours. It belongs to the community and everyone can help to develop it and make it more amazing day after day. It's open source, it's free, and it will always be. The second thing that you will find in that open platform is that open store. That open store is a marketplace where you will find all the tools you need to make your own software or to use directly in your projects. Developers will be able to sell tools in the marketplace and make money out of it. Developers will also be able to buy tools in the marketplace to create their software faster. Users will also be able to buy tools in the marketplace to use them directly in their projects. We won't sell tools in the marketplace, but we will provide for free all the base technology developers need to create their tools, decentralizing the AECO software development, making it possible for everyone, making it cheap and easy for developers and companies, which will help keep prices affordable for users. so we all can have a real open market versus the oligopoly that we have now. The third thing that you will find in that open platform is that open editor. That open editor is a totally free web app based on that open engine that allows users run all the apps directly in their web browsers and use them for their projects. And the fourth thing that you will find in that open platform is that open services, which are a series of services for developers to help them be more efficient in their creations and have a faster and better to go-to-market strategy. Those will be services like processing, storage, analytics, and many more that we will be unveiling soon. This is that open platform, the place where the technology lives, and the first part of the ecosystem. Now the second part of the ecosystem is by far what I like the most. It's the core and the heart of the whole project, because it's what drives everything. And it's all about you, the community, the people who believe in an open ecosystem for all. And those are that open people. That open people is the place where we all meet. Here, you will be in direct contact with us, and you will be able to share what you learn and do. Here, you will find 1. Community, access to the community where all openers meet and share experiences and knowledge. 2. Forums. 3. Chats. 4. News and updates. 5. That open live meetings, where are virtual meetings every 6 weeks within that open team to find out what's happening, learn exclusive things and share your opinions. 6. An awesome First Steps to Freedom course, a training in which you will learn all you need to start your own way to freedom in the ecosystem. And the good news is that that open people is 100% free. You can enter, come to the meetings, meet all the exclusive openers, learn exclusive stuff, share your thoughts, help us build the open future, and even make money out of it. And the third part of the ecosystem is the place where we will help those of you who want to get things done as soon as possible. The place to learn everything with all the personalized technical support you need to success. The place to become an AECO software developer as fast as possible. And this is that Open University. Here, you will find a step-by-step path to go from knowing zero about programming to becoming an AECO software developer and make a successful career out of it. Just like I did, but with all that help and resources I didn't have, and with all the infrastructure of the ecosystem to launch you on the market in the blink of an eye. This can be free, because we'll have to pay the people who will be there supporting you on our way to freedom, but I promise you that we will make it as affordable as possible. This is the open ecosystem for the AECO sector we believe in. This is the ecosystem. 1. A place where users can access for free or very affordable software directly from their web browsers so that they can focus on making their projects easy, fast, and for a very low cost. 2. A place where companies can create their own AECO software that meet their specific needs with the less cost and effort possible on top of our open source and free technology. 3. A place where those who are seeking for a new opportunity to thrive in their professional careers can become AECO software developers and make a great living out of it while helping open the market. As Steve just said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Are we capable of changing the world? Who the hell knows? Are we crazy enough to try? You bet your ass we are. The only question is,